Hey guys, my name is Shar Isabel and I help women to explore their self-love journey, build healthy relationships, and seek adventure in their lives. Today I just wanted to pop on here and talk to you guys about something that I posted about on Instagram and Facebook today. And that is a dilemma that I'm seeing with a lot of my clients when it comes to helping them to find fulfillment and follow their passions outside of their 9 to 5. Most of us, in our 20s, hustling hard, taking care of ourselves, or sometimes taking care of other people. And so we do have that 9 to 5. We do have that, stable income, but most of the times it's not something, sorry, that brings us fulfillment. And even if it does, it's not that deep sense of fulfillment where it's your goals and your values and your passions. It may be something that relates to your values, it may be something that aligns with your values, but not something that's truly based off of and like created from who you are, that you choose to put into the world. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be something that you turn into a business. Speaking of your passion, it doesn't have to be something you turn into a business, but it could be something that's just a hobby, but that really makes you happy, that really brings you joy, and it makes you excited to wake up in the morning and get dressed and go out and slay the day. And I say that because most of us live lives where we wait for the weekend. We're so excited on Monday for it to be Friday. And that is no way to live your life. Before we jump into this topic today, I just want to mention that my 6-month program for women who are ready and excited and willing to slay their goals for the rest of this year is open today, and it's open for enrollment for just 2 weeks. And I'm so excited to work with a handful of women who, have that passion, have that drive. Maybe they have an idea of what they want to do. And at this point, whether it is a side hustle or whether it is something you want to turn into a full business, or maybe it's just a hobby, but it's something that you really have wanted to pursue for a long time and you always put it on the back burner. Whatever goal that is for you, maybe it's one goal, maybe it's multiple goals, maybe it's your health, maybe it's a podcast or a YouTube channel, or maybe it's some sort of other like hobby or activity or service or something that you really want to make come to life. I want to help you make that a reality. And it really just comes down to, figuring out exactly what you want, exactly what it looks like, and then starting to take very personalized action steps to get there. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down in the description for a Q&A call so we can talk face to face and you can tell me what those dreams are, what those goals are, and we can see if I'm a good fit to help you get there. So jumping into this topic, what I wanted to talk about today was how sometimes we can get really caught up in chasing after someone else's values and someone else's vision, someone else's goal. And this could be a 9 to 5, but it could be a side hustle. It could be something like, an MLM business. Wherever it is for you, there's always something you could be doing. There is always something you could be pursuing that seems like the thing that you should do. And yes, sometimes that's working at a 9 to 5, sometimes it's working on a side hustle. But are you really pursuing and are you really doing the things that bring you joy? That really, if you truly achieve those things, no matter whether it made you money or not, would make you so happy, so fulfilled, and you definitely would be the highest version of yourself. And that can be something like starting a YouTube channel, starting a podcast. Do you want to start a small women's group? You know, what are those things that you want to do, that those ideas that pop in your mind when you feel inspired, and it gets you excited. But then what we all do is that we put it on the back burner. We say, I don't have time for that right now, or I'll do that one day when I've achieved this, when I have enough money, you know, when I've reached this certain level of, you know, level in my company, or, you know, when I'm fulfilled and in a relationship. Whatever it is for you, you're always waiting for something to have the permission to follow your dreams, to live your passion. And I'm going to tell you that if you wait for that, you will be waiting forever. And that sense of fulfillment that you're looking for, you won't ever find. And so that's why it's so important to get started today. It's so important to, yes, sit down and brainstorm and figure out what are those little things that would bring me joy that I want to do. And start doing it. And it's hard to get started because we question ourselves and we wonder, you know, is it going to work out the right way? Is this going to get me the results I want? Am I going to have the impact that I want? But it's not a black and white thing. Business or, you know, life is something that you learn as you go along. So as you go along, you'll figure out the how. The how doesn't really matter when you get started. What matters is that you're doing what you're passionate about. And then from that, you know, what happens is that opportunities come to you. The right people are attracted to you because you're raising your vibration and you're putting out goodness into the world. You're putting out what you would like to receive. So when you're putting out what you'd like to receive, more of that goodness will come to you, whether that's friends or a relationship with people that have the same mindset and same values that you do. Maybe it's a job opportunity. Maybe you don't feel fulfilled in your 9 to 5. And so you start on the side your own YouTube channel, serving others using your passion. And then you get a job opportunity where you're able to, live your passion, you know, more hours of the day. Besides that little, you know, side hustle or hobby has turned into a job. And then from the job turns into something else. So there's no way to know what your future holds. There's no way to know exactly how you're going to get to that dream life that you're dreaming of. But you just have to get started. And if you can get started, and every time there's a road bump, you find it within yourself, you know, take that grit, like take hold of the grit that's inside of you and just say, you know what, this is what I want and this is what I've dreamed of. I'm going to stick it out. And sometimes it's going to be hard. And sometimes you're going to bawl your eyes out, but it's going to be okay. And you're going to get there. And, you know, it's going to be great because that's how you learn. That's how you progress. That's how, you know, the greatest people, whether they're actors or singers or online influencers or authors, that's how they've learned. They started, you know, they're not where they are today. Like they weren't where they are today when they started. It developed and shaped and molded itself over time. So, with that being said, my final point is when you are thinking about the next step to get you to living your dream life, I want you to think about the things that you dream of and that you want to accomplish that are the most desired, that are the ones that really light you up, really you're passionate about. And they also tend to be the ones that scare you the most. And that is the one I want you to focus on and that is the one I want you to accomplish. Because once you do, the doors start opening up and your mindset starts changing, and you start believing in yourself even more, because you know you're now living for yourself and for your own passions, and you start believing that you're capable of more. And the other things, whether it's, a 9 to 5 job that you are happy in, that you are fulfilled in, or maybe it's your own company and not working for another company, or maybe it is having some sort of extra side hustle, whether you have an idea of what you want to do right now, or whether, it's something that it's going to have to manifest itself over time. These things will fall into place. But the place you have to start is with your goals, your dreams, and your desires. Because, if you don't start now, you never will. There's always going to be more to do. There's always going to be more to accomplish when it comes to goals. And sometimes it's easier to do the things that have structure. If you go to a 9 to 5 job, if you go to an MLM company or anything like that, they're already telling you what to do. There's a certain job description. Whereas if you're creating something completely from scratch, or just, something that doesn't have a blueprint, it seems to be a little more scary, especially when you don't know what the outcome is going to be. But if that's what you're passionate about and that's what brings you joy, then follow that, and it will lead you to a very happy future. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that was helpful. That was on my heart, and it's something that I've been through and that I really wish I had figured out sooner rather than later. So with that, I'll see you next time.